Peace and Black Power. This is your brother Baba Amin, and this is the morning build. I hope everybody's having a blacktastic and powerful morning. We'll let some people jump on right quick, and we're gonna get into a quick topic. The Uhuru Academy Pharaohs are in class right now doing their power writing over the proverb, and the African proverb says, "When two brothers fight to the death, a stranger inherits their father's estate." When two brothers fight to the death, a stranger inherits their father's estate. So this morning's build is a simple message to the people, reminding us not to blame Black Power for white aggression, to not blame the Black Power movement for what happens to us, to make sure that, good morning, Betty, good morning, sister, to make sure that we don't fall into that trap that goes way back to the plantation, where when Master would say, I wouldn't beat you, I wouldn't beat you like this, but it's these troublemaking niggas out here that got me having to set you straight. I wouldn't treat you like this, but it's these niggas that have drapetomania, these niggas that want to be free that got me treating you like this, And then a lot of our brothers and sisters would fall, our ancestors would fall into that trap and say, man, calm down. Don't be talking about escaping. Man, calm down. Calm down, man. Don't talk about working slow. Don't talk about doing anything against Massa. You know what I'm saying? Because if you talk about that and Massa get wind of it, all of us are going to get punished, right? And it becomes a situation where we're no longer worried about what's being done to us. We've accepted it. We've accepted second-class citizenship. We've accepted slavery. We've accepted oppression. Now it becomes about how do we navigate this oppression? How do we live through this oppression as comfortably as possible? So then the new argument becomes, stop raising trouble. Stop, y'all chill out. I'm going to go to Massa and I'm going to talk to Massa. Y'all just chill out and y'all be calm. It's you niggas that's trying to be free that's messing everything up. And when that becomes the narrative, we in trouble. That means you've been thoroughly indoctrinated. Fast forward to today. We had a shooting recently in Fresno, California. And they say the brother went out and he targeted white people. He targeted white people. He killed 3 white men. And when I read the story in the LA Times, they mentioned that on his Facebook page, he said he was a warrior for RBG Nation. And they said he was down with the Nation of Islam. So they mentioned 2 movements over and over again. They mentioned that he said Ashe a lot, right? So they were associating this shooter with the Black Power movement. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why that's concerning, right? Not necessarily because I'm worried about folks coming after Black Power. They've been coming after and marginalizing Black empowerment movements forever. But the reason is, for a lot of our people, the only way we've characterized the Black Power movement is them some crazy niggas. Them the ones that hate white people. Them the ones that's trying to kill white people, right? And for a lot of us, that scares us away. That scares us away from the movement because we think it's associated with going out here and killing white folks, right? So they're making a point to attach this to him. They did it with Brother Micah. They did it with the other brother in Baton Rouge when he attacked a police officer. And I just want to make this point. When Black people get to the point to where they hurting white people, they're not hurting white people because they've embraced Black Power. They're hurting white people because of what white people have done to Black people. Let me say it again. When Black people get to the point to where they're attacking white folks, and give Black people, we need the Nobel Peace Prize as a people, because based on what's been done to us by white folks, my biggest surprise that we ain't went crazy sooner than this. But when we do get like that, when Nat Turner decided to kill everything white that wasn't right, that was in sight, it wasn't because he grabbed Black Power. It wasn't because he became a militant. It was because of what was being done to him and his people. No other reason. Don't be distracted. When we get aggressive, when we go overboard, it ain't because all of a sudden I've grabbed a philosophy and that philosophy has turned me violent. No, it's a traumatic and emotional response to what's being done to African people. That's all. That's all. And if you look at America's track record If you look at the philosophy of American society, vengeance is the order of the day. Vengeance, violent vengeance, is as American as apple pie. This is not a nonviolent country. The only nonviolent thing about America is black people's attitude towards everybody that ain't black. That's the only nonviolent thing about America. The only segment of America that does retaliate with violence is the black community. The only segment of America that has lived up to that mantra, turn the other cheek and really try to do it, is black people in America. So don't allow them to demonize the red, black, and green, the RBG movement. Don't allow them to demonize the Nation of Islam or any of our groups. Don't allow them to turn us against one another and get into that old plantation argument that the reason why things is messed up is because y'all keep doing this and this. The reason why things, no. The reason why we get violent with white people is because of what white people have done to black people. That's it. That's it. So when you see the Christopher Darden, who was a Christian, by the way, when you see the brothers and sisters, Corn Gangs who took a stand on the East Coast, right? I'm gonna tell you something. She didn't take a stance because she was militant. She didn't take a stance because she embraced her culture. She took a stance because she was being attacked by the state. And she was in her right mind, and she decided that she wasn't gonna take it anymore. That's an admirable trait. But when you're a slave, it's abnormal to fight back. When you're conditioned to be a slave, when you're conditioned to take it, it's crazy to fight back. It's crazy to talk back, let alone fight back. People look at me like I'm plumb crazy. That dude is crazy, coming with that crazy talk, because I'm talking about economic empowerment, because I'm talking about African-centered education. That's that crazy talk. But it's not crazy to continue to send our children to a school system that doesn't teach them anything about themselves, that over half of them fail out of. That's not crazy. It's not crazy to worship deities that look like the very people that enslaved you. That's not crazy. And to think that that white deity is going to come back and save you from the people that look just like him and save them at the same time. That's not crazy. I'm going to tell you something, man. The Black Power movement, you all need to study. The Black Power movement is the most beautiful movement that black people have ever orchestrated in America. Go study Marcus Garvey's message and Marcus Garvey's movement in the early 1900s. Go study the Black Power movement of the 60s, the Republic of New Africa, the Black Liberation Army. Go study the Black Panther Party and their true motivation. Go study Mutulu Shakur and his clinics that he opened up on the East Coast. Go study it for yourself. Don't listen to these fools. Go study how the Black Panther Party started the free breakfast program in the black community. Go study how the Black Power movement was more focused on food, clothing, and shelter. We're focused on nation building. Was focused on protecting our communities. Was focused on strengthening our families. Go study it. Go study what the Black Power movement really is. Has nothing to do with crackers, nothing to do with white folks. But when you have dignity, when you develop pride, and when you develop courage, it's a lot of shit you just don't take no more. It's a lot of stuff that you just don't swallow anymore. So not only are you brave enough to speak truth to power, but beyond that, you stop worrying about white folks and you start dealing with your own people and you start strengthening your own people from within. And that's what the enemy doesn't want. You definitely can't blame black aggression towards black people on black power. You definitely can't blame that on the Black Power movement. When you look at black aggression amongst black people, most black folk who are out here killing black folk believe in a white Jesus. Most black people that are oppressing other black people believe in a white Jesus. a foreign deity. Most black people that, now I'm not saying that people inside our movement are not oppressive, because we bring those oppressive attitudes in the movement with us. And I apologize, particularly to black women, because many of you come into the Black Power movement expecting an oasis of safety, and we just haven't gotten it there yet. We're still working on that. So please don't take what I'm saying to say that inside the Black Power movement, inside the Black nationalist community, that all is gravy, because we got a lot of work to do. But the majority of the bullshit we bringing it in from when we were indoctrinated with that other culture, when we were indoctrinated into that Eurocentric culture. So, that ain't black. You can't blame Black Power for that. Most of the ones that's telling us to cope, to just hang in there, that ain't to just this is just the way it is. They believe in the white Jesus. They believe in a foreign deity. They think the white boy gonna come back and save us. The ones that are selling us out downtown, them ain't Black Power people. The ones that are down selling us out, selling our votes, cheating, getting absentee votes to get elected. They believe in the white Jesus. The ones that are monetizing black failure, abandoning the community, putting our babies on dope, assisting them in putting our babies on dope, assisting them in running our babies through the school to prison pipeline. Them ain't Black Power people. Them ain't Black Power people. So don't let them spook you when you see somebody with a dashiki on and show some aggression towards white folks, like we the problem, like that's the issue, like they're gonna put us in that group with the terrorist groups. We're the new terrorists now. No, we're not gonna allow that. That's not what RBG culture is. RBG culture is about black family. It's about black love, being Black Power. RBG culture is about education. All right. In the RBG movement, we believe in liberation through education, separation, and repatriation. That's what we believe in. Don't let nobody else tell you different. Don't let none of these crackers tell you different. Don't let the white media tell you different, because in the RBG movement, we don't talk to the white media. We believe in liberation through education. Education, in other words, everything begins with education. Every war, every battle, nation building, it all begins with education. Your paradigm determines your direction. It's not about the dashiki you put on. When you get into the movement, you have to read, you have to study, you have to know our story. You need political education. You need relationship education. You have to take garbage out and put in your mind and refill it with an African paradigm. That's work. Education. We believe in separation. What does separation mean? Separation means we're not trying to integrate with white people. We're not trying to assimilate with white people. As a matter of fact, we've officially declared integration a failure. We believe in separation. And you say, we can't just physically separate right now. No, but you can work towards it. First, you can start by separating your dollars. First, you can start by separating your children from the public school system so you won't be a one-generation revolutionary. You separate your children, that's a multi-billion-dollar boycott right there if we just separate our children from the public school system and take on the responsibilities of educating our children ourselves. You can separate yourself by saying, I'm going to live among my people. I'm not going to live among them. You can separate ourselves by buying land and building communities for ourselves. We have black contractors. We have this ability. We just need the paradigm to do so. But we got to teach. It might not be our generation, but if we separate our children, we can put it in the next generation. We believe in separating ourselves culturally, separating ourselves spiritually. Believe in what you want to believe in, but your deity needs to look like and emote like you. It needs to be sensitive to your needs, your directions, and your culture. Separate. We need to separate. Everyone makes money off of black people except black people. You get hip hop, he monetizes it. You need to separate. You have the best athletes, he monetizes them. You need to separate. Everything we have of value gets co-opted by our quote unquote friends. We get the short end of the stick. We need to separate. We don't need to send our children to TCU, Texas Tech, Notre Dame. No, we need to develop our own universities. We need to separate. What's up, Cali Lizzle? Lawnmower Gang. We need separation. We believe in repatriation. And we talking about repatriating across the globe. We don't got to live in America. We don't have to live here. Who says it's the best place in the world to be an African? Who says that? I've had people who've traveled around, I haven't traveled yet, but we have people who've traveled around the world that come back and say, oh, no, 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 it gets much, much greater in other places. We believe in going back to Africa, repatriating to Africa, nation building in Africa. We believe in repatriating to South America. Shout out to my boy Troy Amazulu, building a settlement in Belize right now. We believe that we should raise global citizens. We should look at ourselves as global citizens, right? Look to the world for liberation opportunities and nation building opportunities. Who says the Republic of New Africa has to be in America? Why can't we build the Republic of Africa in Africa? So if you wonder what RBG is, and you're wondering what we believe in liberation. That means freedom. That means African sovereignty. Education, separation, and repatriation. Now you say, where does violence come in? Violence comes in when we have to defend the institutions that we build. Violence comes in when we're on that march towards liberation and somebody gets in our way. That's where it comes into play. But we are violent though, because the mental violence that it takes to switch that paradigm from Eurocentric to African-centered, yeah, that's a violent move. We violently teach our children to not worship white deities. We violently teach our children to love self. We violently teach our children to not refer to each other as niggas and bitches and that sort of thing. Yeah, because violent just means an extreme. It could be an extreme change. It's not just fighting. It's not just fighting. And we are fighting for an extreme change. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But it starts here. It starts with education. So no, the RBG movement is not a group of brothers sitting around waiting on an opportunity to kill white people. That's not who we are. We are brothers and sisters and families that are coming together to educate our own children, to buy our own land, and to look out at the world and see where we can go. Marcus Garvey had a dream of establishing a nation in Africa. We want to fulfill that dream. He had a dream of global African sovereignty. We want to fulfill that dream. We don't want to dream about it. We want to be about it. And it ain't about them. It ain't about them. Let me say it again. It ain't about them. It's about us. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Anger might get you in this movement, but anger won't keep you in this movement. Being mad at white folk will bring you towards our way. But being mad at white folks won't keep you here. Because once you get here, you realize that the requirement is not hating white people. The requirement is loving black people. And everybody that hate white folk don't love black folk. Just because you don't like white people don't mean you love black people. And when you get over here and you realize that a part of our mandate, well, 100% of our mandate is serving black people, that anger not going to help you. That anger at Whitey ain't motivate you to feed a hungry African. Your anger at Whitey ain't going to motivate you to deal with the egos and the attitudes that we have among our own people. That anger toward white folks ain't going to prepare you for this. I'm just letting you know, because I had anger back 26 years ago. I had anger coming in. And the anger didn't serve me when I got in. It wasn't no white people to fight. The only people to deal with was black people. Your allies and your enemies. And you had to learn to deal with your enemies in an African-centered way, not a Eurocentric way. You don't destroy your enemies inside this movement. You have dialogue with them. You learn to live and let live. You learn to go work on build a school of thought, an institution around your school of thought, and may the best school of thought win. Doesn't serve you here. So when you see people going off and doing this and that and all that towards white folks and all that, it's all good, but you know, that really ain't going to build nothing for us. And when you come up in here and you get to dealing with black folks and Africans, the frustration you get there, because you got to remember that we are them. That our attitudes towards us reflect their attitudes towards us. We were taught to feel about ourselves the same way they feel about us. So you ain't experience prejudice against black people until you start organizing with black people. Some of y'all ain't never experienced racism. Get inside the Black Power movement. Come start organizing in your community. You'll see what hatred of black folk really look like. You gotta love your people in order to do this. You have to be patient. You have to be dedicated. It has to be your religion. And this is what like how some of y'all believe in Jesus that you never see. I believe in a black unity that I ain't never seen. Just like some of y'all believe that a Messiah is going to come back and save us all. I believe that black unity, a global African sovereignty, is going to come back and save us all. Only thing different between me and you is that I have historical evidence to prove that what I think is coming back has been here before. You don't have as much proof I do. I have proof that what I believe is coming back, global African sovereignty, right? Powerful African nations, right? Beautiful African families and bloodlines and black land ownership. See, I believe that's been here before. I believe it's coming back. So if you could believe in a deity, right, especially a white deity that didn't exist, right? I'm not talking about Yeshua to my Africans and the Christians. I ain't talking about Yeshua. I ain't talking about the black revolutionary Messiah that I talk about, right? But I got way more proof that African sovereignty is coming back than you have that Jesus is coming back. I have way more proof that African sovereignty is coming back than Muslims believe that paradise is waiting, that Allah has paradise waiting for them. The great Mahdi is coming back. So this is my religion. This isn't just my political ideology, all right? Black resurrection, the resurrection of the African family, the resurrection of African power and African sovereignty is my religion. It's the basis of what I believe in. Now, that's a universalist faith that encapsulates all other systems up under that. Any African-centered system that believes in the redemption of African people is my ally. I pray to it. I pray for it. I meditate on it. I cry. I laugh. I study scripture, right? Not just Bible, Quran. I'm talking about the blueprint for black power. That's scripture too. I read the life of Harriet Tubman is scripture. The life of Nat Turner, that's scripture. That's not just storybook talk. That's scripture. Marcus Garvey, that's scripture. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Joseph Ben Yakin's fight to help black Christians take ownership of Christianity. That's the stuff that scripture's made of. The fact that we're still here and still the most culturally powerful people on the planet. That's stuff that scripture is made of. We ain't supposed to be here. We're walking, talking miracles. We're not supposed to be here. This cracker tried to destroy us and failed. We're still here. We're still trying to recapture who we are. Our voices still heard. If they get rid of me, 50 more of me gonna pop up. Black power. James Turner, Big Sid, Mr. Tukey Hoover. You take out Tukey Hoover, 50 Tukey Hoover's gonna pop up. They tried everything, y'all. They've injected us with disease. They enslaved us for 300 years, and we still here. How you gonna believe in anything other than an African? How you gonna believe in anything other than a Moor, a melanin, whatever you call yourself, Nubian, Rasta, Hebrew? How you gonna believe anything else other than a melanated being? We're walking proof that there's something bigger than us in this universe. We're the proof. We're the spiritual conduit through which this country gets its wicked powers. They feeding off of our spiritual energy. They parade us out in front of the world. We need to stop promoting the beast and start promoting ourselves, believing in ourselves. Stop feeling like we need them. See, this ain't hate. This is self-love. This ain't hate. You see what I'm saying? But don't make no mistake, and I'm wrapping it up. Black power is an attack on white power because white power feeds off of black people. It feeds off of incarcerating us. See, that's money. Prison is big business. Black failure is big business. All right? Black children failing in school is big business. See, they feed off of us. When our children stop going to juvenile, they lose money. When we stop spending money with them, spending money on our own, they lose money. Okay? And the ones that lose the most money are your white friends, are the ones that are cozying up next to us, saying they're liberals, they're Democrats. They love black people. No, they love black money. They love black sportsmanship and entertainment. They don't love black people. You understand what I'm saying? They love the money that's generated from black culture, black athleticism. That's what they love. They love to add a new wing to their colleges based on your baby's running and jumping ability, without having to put anything in the community that your baby came from. That's what they love. They love that you believe access to them is progress for you. They love that. They love that you would rather be a part of what they own than to own something for yourself. They love that. They love that you would rather pretend to be white and be treated as if you're white than embrace being an African. They love that. That's what your white friends love. They don't love you. They love how you love them, because you love them to death. That's this morning beat. Question is, can you love us to life? Can you love us to life? That's what Black Power is. That's what it is. Can you love us to life? Can you give us a fraction of the love that you give white people? Understand, every time you go to Arab store, you spend money, you're giving love to Arab. You're loving his children. You're loving his family. Every time you turn on the TV and you looking at the sports games, we're loving white people. We're loving them. The only kind of love they want, your dollars, your attention, your time, and your energy. That's what love is. Love is your time. Love is your energy. Love is your dollars and your sacrifice. How much of that do you give to them versus how much of that do we give to ourselves? And if we're not giving it to ourselves, who else is giving it to us? Everyone else is enjoying love from other people except black people. You got to love yourself first. You got to love yourself first. I didn't say you can't love the rest of humanity. But the problem is, when you start loving self, it's going to be hard to love people that you know are exploiting you. And that's okay. But get out here and let's build the institutions we need to build to fix this situation. Shift paradigm. We'll be up out of here overnight. I hope I lifted you up today, not depressed you, because that's what we are. That's what, when you see a Black Power brother, when you see a aunt, all that old hotep crap, whatever, hotep means peace. When you see somebody, if somebody tells you hotep, they're wishing you peace. When you see this, that's what that means. You see people who want to serve the community, people who want to serve African people, build for African people, heal our families, heal our communities, lift the black woman, empower the black child. That's what this is about. It ain't about nothing else. Don't let anybody else tell you anything different. And if it's anything wrong with doing those things, then I don't want to be right. And anybody that don't want for you what they want for themselves ain't your friend. If the Chinese don't want you to be as powerful as China, then Chinese ain't your friend. If white folk don't want you to be as powerful as white folk, then white folk ain't your friend. Anybody that don't want for you what they want for themselves is not your friend. Be your own friend. I'm just going to these baby. Better yet, they probably gonna eat me. I love you. I don't mind telling you. This has been the Morning Bill. Support the Uhuru Academy at uhuruacademy.com/donate. I say it with no shame whatsoever. Support the Uhuru Academy at uhuruacademy.com/donate. Support any African Center program in your area. I say it without shame, because if we don't build it, who will? I say it without shame. If Phil Knight, a cracker in Oregon, can demand your money for some shoes, I can demand your money for African-centered education. And I say it without shame. Now let me get in here and do this work. Black Power.